Hi guys, Mr. K here. We are going to do our very last directed drawing of an insect for our insect unit. And this one, I might have saved the very best for last. We are going to do the monarch butterfly. These beautiful creatures are so complex and so beautiful, amazing. I think you're going to enjoy doing this one. And then once we're done, I'm going to do another video where we take all our drawings that we've done of our insects and we put them together and we read them like a book. Okay, so let's start off. I'm going to move this so that we can see this better, and we're going to be doing the monarch butterfly. So let me move my, let's see. Oh, let me move this up a little bit. There we go. Let's see. Does that work? Right there. Ooh, look, you can see my shadow on there. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to do the monarch butterfly. And we're going to start off with we're going to do the body first. We're going to do the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. And then we're going to make the very large wings out here. And they have some really interesting designs in there. So you have your paper horizontal, just like this. Have my lines for my sentence down below. So I'm going to start off with, with a little shape up at the top, up like this, that kind of looks like a little head, kind of like that, okay? And I'm going to put right up on the top of that, I'm going to put what looks like an eye, and an eye like that, and I'm going to just fill those in like that, okay? And then I'm going to come down, and right here, I'm going to put what's going to start the thorax like that. And I'm going to come down with the thorax, just like this. I'm going to taper it down like that. And I'm going to then go across like this. And then I'm going to do the long kind of abdomen here. And it's going to come down like this. And then it's going to get a little wider and go down like that. So you just want to make it, this is just kind of like our dragonfly, has a longer abdomen, and then the thorax and the head. And I'm going to just flick an antenna up like that, and I'm going to flick an antenna up like that. Oops, this one's flicked up like that. Good. Now, our monarch butterfly, if I look down, and let me take a look at this picture here. If we take a look at this picture, you can see the monarch butterfly has those white spots, those white designs on the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. Then it has a little, what looks like little kind of stripes or something down here. So we're going to go ahead and we'll put some little spots. I'm going to just do some little circles and just put some spots on there like that and like that, and maybe one more and one more. And then I'm just going to do the black around it. So I'm going to go ahead and just fill in. Now if you're doing yours with crayon, you can always just fill in with black after that. But I'm just going to go around these little white spots, just like that, and darken them in. I don't know, those little white designs, I'm sure they have a purpose. I don't know what they're for. Perhaps to make the butterfly look like it has more eyes, or it's bigger and keep it from its prey. So I just want little tiny spots like that. And then this is actually kind of a furry kind of surface. I'm going to put a little bit of like what looks like fur on there. And then these down here, there are actually some white stripes kind of real thin white stripes going down on the abdomen. And I'm gonna leave the white stripes, but I'm gonna do dark in between them. Just like that. Monarch butterflies are really amazing. I'm gonna be reading the book that I showed you the cover there. I'll read that whole book to you so that we can learn all about the amazing change that happens with a monarch butterfly. So look at that. I have the head, the thorax, and the abdomen, the two antennae, the eyes, and now it's time for these beautiful big wings. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have these kind of go down like this. They're gonna stretch all the way to the sides of our paper, and then it's gonna come back like this, and it's gonna curve and go like that. The wings are kind of down in this spot here. So the way we're gonna start out, we're gonna start on this side, and I'm gonna just take it like a big rainbow and come almost to this side of the paper, just like that. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side of the paper. So I'm gonna come down and almost come to that side of the paper there like that. So I'm gonna make it symmetrical, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do now is I have this side over here is gonna curl in and curl up a little bit like that. And this side is gonna do the same over here. It's gonna curl in, and then it's gonna curl up a little bit on this side. Good. Now this is where the wings overlap. So this is what we're looking at is the top wing up here. So it's gonna come over, and then it's gonna come and go right back up like that to the shoulder, to this area of the thorax. And this one's gonna do the same thing. It's gonna come up and come over and come up like that, just like that. Those are the two upper wings, but they're folded down over the lower wings. And you can see it in the illustration of the book. You see, here is the upper wing that we just did right here, this one right here, and it curves up. But you see this one is tucked behind it. So we're gonna make that one kind of come from behind. So it's gonna be over here, and it's gonna come down, and then it's just gonna come right over towards the abdomen, but it's not gonna touch the abdomen. It's just gonna go up alongside it like that. Good. And we'll make this one do the same thing over here. It's gonna come, and I'm trying to look, let's see. We'll go down this way, and then we'll go over this way, and up like that. Just like that. So these are the lower wings, and these are the upper wings, and these wings are just folded down, kind of over. So now we have to do this really neat pattern design that is on the wings that make it look like a monarch butterfly. And it really looks almost like a stained glass window with all of those black designs. And then you see these little islands of spots and colors and stuff. So we have to do all of these here, kind of these veins. So what we're gonna do is Mr. K is gonna take this, and I'm gonna go right next to this, and I'm gonna go down like that, and then I'm gonna go back this way and up. Look how that's like a big island right in there, like that. And so I have to do the same thing on the other side. I'm gonna go along this path, then I'm gonna kind of go down, and then I'm gonna come in, and then I'm gonna go up. Now you really cannot do this wrong. However you do it is gonna be your butterfly. So it could have any pattern that you like, as long as we try to get it kind of close to what it looks like in the photo is okay. So now I'm gonna come down here, and where this wing had, this is the side of this, the thick wing, I'm gonna come right down here, and I'm gonna come with a dark line right like this, and then go up and connect it to this one, just like that. See, so now I have 2 islands here. So this one's gonna come and it's gonna go right next to this one, just like I did there. And down. And I'm gonna go up and right against that one. So they don't look exactly alike, but they're pretty close. And we'll have it like that. Okay, now I'm gonna come down, let's see. Ooh, I have one right here. I'm gonna make one. And I'm gonna come down. And I'm gonna come up like that. Another little island right here. And I'm gonna go over here. That's about where I had it. I'm gonna go close to this one and come down and then up. I think up like that, just like that. That's pretty close. Good. And then I'll make another little island in here. Ta-da! Like that. Let's see if I can squeeze one over here. Now these are just the patterns on the butterfly. So they're not exactly alike, but they're gonna be. Now all of these little areas I'm gonna fill in with black. So if you don't have a marker, you can do it with color crayons. But let's go ahead and let's see, what else do I need to do? Oh, I need to do a few lines on this guy, and I'll do it on this guy here. Line, and maybe a line right there. Good. And that big guy up there, I think he looks pretty good. Maybe I'll do one line kind of down that way. And like that. And I'll do a line. So however you do yours is fine. You make yours. Ooh, it's starting to look like a lot of patterns in there. Now, I'm gonna put a floating little circle right over here. See that little floating circle? And I'm gonna do one right over here. It's kind of like a little shape. And maybe another one. I'll do another one right here. Because you see, we have these little floating circles, these little yellow spots and stuff over here, and patterns. So I'm gonna put, and maybe a few little white spots. I'll just put these little dots like that. You can put a few up here. Now, when I color this in black, and I'll do that in color crayon maybe, I don't want to fill in these spots here. So let's put a few more over here, and maybe another one over here, and I'll put a few over here. Oh, that's gonna look good. Okay, so now I have the lower wings, and the lower wings, they're gonna have a big black area down here, like that, on the very bottom, like that. And I'm gonna put a lot of little white little white spots down in here. All right. I'm just gonna put a lot of little white spots up in there like that. And then with this bottom one, I'm just gonna do little lines coming down like that. Just like that. And maybe a little spot going this way and this way. All right, I love that there. Now, let's see, is there anything else more I have to do? I don't think so. What we're going to do is when I fill this in with color, I'm gonna fill this in with the black, not of my marker, but I think I'm gonna do it with the color crayon. Well, maybe I'll do it with the marker. I changed my mind. I'll do it with the marker. So, Mr. K is gonna go right down his areas that are going to be darker. You can see I had left those areas to be almost like on a map. You can see I'm gonna just fill that in. So if you have a marker, you can fill it in with marker. If you have a color crayon, you can do it with a color crayon. So So I'm gonna just go, this is gonna take a little while. Let's see how fast Mr. K can do this. I'm gonna leave those white spots, those you wanna keep, because you're gonna either leave them white or you're gonna put color in them. We'll see, we'll test out how much ink I have in this marker. Hopefully it's a lot. This one takes a lot. When we do this in the classroom, this would always take a long time to fill in. You can see how I'm doing it. Some of the areas on the monarch butterfly have a thicker black pattern, like this down here. This is the edge of the upper wing as it's folded down. So you can see I'm gonna go right up and there. You can see, good. And just like that. And then I would do the same on this side, but I'm also gonna do this lower wing. So I have to go in between those white spots. This one takes a while to color in. So you can take your time, just like that. So I have one side done of my monarch butterfly. Now I'm gonna move over and I'm gonna do this side. I hope you guys enjoy doing all of these directed drawings of the insects. And over the next month, we're gonna be doing more directed drawings. We're gonna be doing a study of animals. So we may do wild animals. We may do farm animals, maybe some dogs and cats. I'll get Frida. I think my pen is starting to get a little running out. I need to do it where the ink is going up and down. Maybe if Mr. K stands up, I can get my ink pen to flow down. There we go. That's a little better. So I'm gonna color this in nice and fast. It takes a while, I know. So take your time, do your best work on this, and we'll get it, get the ink to flow down on that. Let's see, there we go, a little darker. Because Mr. K's doing his up on this easel, I have to try to get the ink to flow down in the Sharpie pen. Almost done. Let's see. So go ahead and fill that in. Almost there. Woohoo! I should have this up on the speed camera. There we go. Okay, good. Just like that. And we have our monarch butterfly. And let's see. I'm gonna move it. Let's see if I can go this way. There we go. Beautiful. It looks a little kind of big on one side because we're the camera is tilted. Now, like with this is gonna be an easy one to color. So you have your color crayons. We're gonna do the entire area in here with a nice bright yellow. Get your color crayons, go right over. So this is just like filling in a stained glass window. We're gonna do, and I'm gonna do these here, but I'm gonna leave these little dots white. The rest of this, see that bright yellow? And I'm gonna do the same here. Let's get that nice and yellow. And the same for this one. Now, if we were at school, we would probably be doing this in watercolor. Last year we did it in watercolor, but I know that not all of you have watercolors at home, so we're going to do it in color crayon. So just like that. Good. Now we need our orange color crayon. And this is where we're really gonna go over it. we're gonna put and just do orange, nice bright orange. You don't have to be too soft with this. We want it to be brilliant, like that. And I'm gonna go all the way over here. Now, I'm gonna leave a little bit of yellow right in here, in this area close to the abdomen. I'm gonna leave that a little bit brighter. So the rest of it, I'm gonna just do a nice bright orange. And you can press a little bit heavier in some areas and leave other areas so that you see a little bit more yellow coming through. That gives it a nice variation. So you can do some areas darker, some areas lighter. Let some of the yellow show through. That's okay. And let's do this upper wing over here. And I'm gonna go right down with the yellow, or the orange. Right on top of that yellow. Ooh, look at that. Now, I'm gonna go ahead with my orange in here, but I'm gonna just do a light orange on the top. And then as I go down here, I'm gonna do it darker orange. I'm gonna leave it a little bit more yellow there and darker orange in this area. Ooh, look at that. I like that. This may be one of our most complex. I told you it was a complex creature, and it's kind of hard to do this one as a directed drawing, but you guys have done fantastic, so I know you're going to do fantastic on this one. I've seen the pictures that you've posted. Look at that. Okay, so we have that beautiful. Now, if you wanted to take, and you wanted a little bit more variation with your color, you could take a red, and you could go right out here on the edges and just do a little red on top of the orange. And but don't cover it completely. Just give it a little bit on the tips. So it really blends from a red into an orange, maybe a little bit right here where it attaches up here. See how we can make that look like it kind of bleeds in there with the red? And I'll do a little bit out here. Look at that. Ooh, that gives it a beautiful variation. See the difference between this wing now and this one? This one has more, it just looks more beautiful. It has more color to it. So I'm gonna put a little bit of red just bleeding in from this area up here. And see how I press harder here, but when I come out here, I go lighter. And let's see, I did some down here, didn't I? I want to do whatever I did on one side, I want to do on the other side. Symmetrical. So I'm going to come here, because in nature, symmetry balanced on both sides happens quite a bit in nature. And it happens on animals, it happens on insects, it happens all over the planet. So let's do a little bit of red right in here, and a little bit of red right in here. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I like that. What do you think, guys? I like that. That looks great. Maybe I'll do just a little bit of red on this bottom wing, right on the bottom, right down in this area here, just to give it a little variation. That is a beautiful monarch butterfly. Okay, so what we need to do now is write our sentence. This one has taken a long time. Okay, so we are going to write butterflies. What should we say? What should we say about this one? Butterflies are colorful. I like that one. Okay, so let's start with an uppercase B. So watch this, straight down, and circle to the middle, circle to the bottom. B, again. E. Circle around. R. Hey, what does that spell? Butter. Butter flies. F. L. I. E. S. Butterflies. Now, we need a finger space. R. That's one of our sight words. A. R. E. R. Butterflies are, finger space again, colorful. C.